Hi yogis, it's Sarah here with Sarasponda Yoga, and today I'm bringing to you a heart-opening yoga practice. So first of all, just find a comfortable space that you can practice and then grab anything that you might like to make your experience a little bit more comfortable or supportive for you. So whether that's a yoga block, an extra pillow, a blanket, maybe getting some candles going or essential oils, whatever you like. And then coming to the middle of your mat when you're ready to go. We'll start our practice today in a seated pose, cross-legged or easy pose with one foot stacked in front of the other. Relax your knees toward the mat. Relax your hips, your shoulders, and keep your spine long as though you're leaning against a wall. Close your eyes. And begin to deepen your breath, breathing in and out through the nose. You might like to bring your hand to your belly and the other to the heart. I usually choose left hand at my heart just because it's closer, feels a little bit more natural. Do whatever feels best for you today. Make sure that the shoulders can relax, elbows toward the hips, and keep lifting your chest, especially with the inhale breath. Our heart opening practice today will work with a lot of back bends, using the spine, the back body, as well as the legs, the hips, the strength of the low body, and the breath to find some opening through the front side, through the heart chakra, the entire front body. So we'll set an intention here, and you can choose whatever you'd like. So whether that is to stay open, to stay with the breath, or something entirely different, take a moment just to find a focus, maybe creating a mantra for yourself out of that intention, if that works for you. And repeating it in your head a few times. And just feel the warmth of your body. Hands on the chest and belly rising and falling with the breath. Before we even begin, give yourself some love, some compassion. And make a conscious effort to just be present in whatever your experience is here today. So trying not to change directions, go a different way, but just being where you are, trying to stay, be still. Even when there's movement, finding a little bit of stillness, that sort of grounding or rootedness. Bring your hands down to your knees. You might like to switch the position of your legs here, bringing the other foot in front or ankle on top if you're cross-legged. Hands rested on the knees, palms down or up, whatever feels most natural to you. And continue with this deep and steady breath here, in and out through your nose. I'm going to do a little bit of cat-cow spine and seated. So with the hands on the knees, relax the shoulders and lift up your chest. Lift your chin up a little bit, lengthen the back of the neck, and reach the crown up high. A couple deep breaths here. Just opening, expanding with the inhalation, and trying to relax, soften, or let something go with your exhale breath. Relax your low body as much as you can as you root through the base of the spine or the sits bones where the body meets the mat. On your next inhale breath, pull your knees back a little bit, elbows to the hips. And as you inhale, lift up your chest, lift your chin, draw your shoulders back, lungs full. Exhale. Bring your chin towards your chest, now rounding forward, lengthen the back body, pulling your navel in towards your spine. Exhale all the air out, relax your shoulders. Inhale again, lift the chest, draw the shoulders back. Lengthen the spine as you come into a backward bend so you're not just collapsing back. Exhale through the nose, bring your chin towards your chest, shoulders forward. You can lean back a little bit if that helps. Belly button up and in. Inhale like cow spine. Lifting up, expanding. Exhale, contracting or softening. One more time with the inhale breath, chest up, shoulders back, and exhale, shift the gaze. Look at the belly button, chin to chest, lean back a little bit. Inhale, neutral spine. Exhale, shoulders relax. Bring your legs back behind you. You can come into hero here with the tops of the feet on the mat and sitting on the heels, or if you'd like to go a little bit deeper and get a stretch through the feet, toes, and ankles, Come into intense toe stretch, tucking all 10 toes onto the mat. Sit back onto your heels without collapsing all of your weight down. So try to draw your heels together a little bit, press through all the toes, and stretch your spine up, lifting your chest with the inhale breath. Now coming into a palm press here, interlace your fingers in front of you. On the inhale, push your palms out and up over your head. On the exhale, relax your shoulders if you feel them creeping up toward the ears. Keep length still in the arms though. It's okay if they're not straight today, just do the best you can to open up through the front of your body. And if this feels good here and like you can maybe go a little bit deeper, take it back a little bit with a backward bend. On your next breath, inhale, chin, chest, and gaze up, pressing the palms high. And exhale, the arms back. Look back. One more breath. Inhale and press the palms back over your head, gazing forward. Exhale, arms down by your side, relaxing the shoulders. Bring your hands forward so you can come off the toes. Untuck the feet slowly, tops of the feet on the mat, sitting on the heels. And relax there. Take a deep breath in and out through the nose. In hero, on the next inhale breath, sweep your arms out and up over your head, lifting up your chest. Gaze up. Exhale, hands in prayer, Anjali Mudra at the center of your chest. Shoulder blades down the spine. You can keep your chin up if that feels good, or if you'd like to bow, getting a stretch through the back of the neck. On the next exhale breath, draw the navel to spine, bow your head, press the palms firmly together. Now bring your hands down onto the mat, shift your legs back until you're near the back side of your mat to come into child's pose with wide knees today. So opening up a little bit wider than you might normally go. Toes toward each other, hips back now toward the heels, nice and slow, and melting your belly and chest forward. This feels like a lot of work today. Bring a block, or even better yet, a pillow underneath you, under the forehead or the chin or chest. Another good option if you're feeling a lot of low body discomfort is to bring a block at any level underneath your hips or bum, for a little support in the low body. And just start to shift your body weight side to side, nice and slow. With every breath, moving the weight from one hip to the other. And just starting to synchronize breath with movement. Slowly draw your body forward, hands in line with the shoulders, and exhale, lower the hips down onto the floor. You can keep the legs wide here. Knees on the mat, tops of the thighs down, and tops of the feet rooted on the floor. Draw the shoulders back, press down the palms. On the inhale breath, lift up the chest, lengthening the spine, and gaze up to the ceiling. On the exhale, lower, bending your arms slowly, shoulders away from the ears and elbows back toward your hips. Chin down onto the mat. Relax here, draw your legs together. You can bring your arms out to the side a little bit and come onto the fingertips. Really root down the legs, the tops of the feet on the mat. Squeeze the thighs and point your toes. Draw your chest forward and lengthen your spine. You can start with the chin on the mat. When you're ready to rise up, inhale, lift the chest, lengthen all the way up, keeping your arms a little bit bent though, shoulders back away from the ears. Squeeze the shoulder blades together down your spine. Root down the tops of the legs. Squeeze the thighs. One more inhale, breath to lengthen up to your full extension. And exhale, slowly lower. Chest forward, chin on the mat, and relax. Bring your arms out to the side, palms on the mat, hands in line with the shoulders, and legs together nice and tight, one piece. Engage the core. Chin forward, and inhale the whole body up in the next breath. So legs up, chest up, arms off the mat. Gaze up to ceiling, lift the chest, keep breathing deeply in and out through your nose. Bring your arms up and back, opening the chest and shoulders even more. Keep the legs engaged, point the toes back, and even the core strong, navel to spine. One more deep breath to lengthen and lift up. And exhale, slowly lower down with control. Bend your arms and bring your hands under your shoulders. Press up into cobra. Exhale back to down dog. Tuck the toes. Lift the knees, lift the hips up slowly. Gaze forward, just checking your hands are shoulder width distance apart and your fingers are spread wide. Press the mat away from you as equally and actively through both hands as you can. Lengthen your arms and draw the shoulders up away from your ears. And spread the shoulder blades apart. Lift the hips high. If you feel quite a bit of tension in the low body, you're always welcome to bend the knees, rooting down through the toes, the balls of the feet. Then pedal it out here right and left a few times, moving with your breath. One more deep breath in downward facing dog. A little bit of gentle movement. Remember, you can always take a break in child's pose if you need to at any point in the practice. And coming into a high plank on your inhale breath, pushing through the toes, roll your body weight forward and gaze forward, top of the mat. Press down your hands. Take one more deep breath, chaturanga on the exhale. Bend the elbows, lower down slowly, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale to upward facing dog or cobra. You can have the hips on the mat if you need to, arms bent, shoulders back away from the ears. And exhale, tuck the toes and roll back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath here once again. Root down really firmly. Make sure the core is engaged. On the inhale, right toes back and up toward the ceiling. Lengthening through the midline, reach up the right big toe. Take one more deep breath to find the full expression of the pose. You can maybe open through the right hip. On the exhale, knee to nose, shifting the gaze. Body weight forward. Step between your hands, hips high. Engage the core, go slow. Now bring the back heel down to the mat. And spiral your arms up on the inhale breath, really pushing through the front foot in the right hand. Squeeze the back thigh. Inhale, left arm back, right arm forward. Warrior two. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Stretch your arms away from each other to really open up through the chest. On the inhale, straighten the front leg. Look up if you can. If you feel that challenges the balance too much, just continue looking straight ahead. On your exhale, come back down to warrior two. Two more times. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Sweep your arms up together as you push the mat away from you through your feet. Exhale and push back down to warrior two, nice and strong through the low body, shoulders back. One more time, sweep your arms up on the inhale. And exhale, Virabhadrasana. Coming into reverse or Exalted Warrior for a little bit of a backward bend. You can bring your left arm back to your leg, or if you prefer, wrap your arm around your spine, reaching your left hand towards your right hip or thigh. Flip the front palm up. On the inhale, stretch all the way toward the ceiling, gazing past your fingertips. On the exhale, maybe you reach back a little bit more without compressing the spine. Keep the legs engaged, lifting the chest up. Gaze back beyond the fingertips. One more deep breath. In and out through the nose. Slowly straighten your leg. On the next deep breath, reach your right arm forward and bring your left hand onto your left hip. Both legs straight. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, Uttanasana Trikonasana. Reach your right arm forward and bring your right hand down to the floor on the inside of the foot, or possibly to the leg, as long as you feel like you're not collapsing your weight down onto that shin. And as another option, to a yoga block, just on the inside of your foot at any setting you like. Really root down through that right hand. Lift up the left hips. Squeeze the thighs. Draw your inner thighs toward each other. Lengthen the side body. Inhale, stretch your left arm up, looking past your fingertips. Exhale, really root down, opening up the chest even more. In this variation of Uttanasana Trikonasana today, if you feel comfortable and stable and you'd like to explore more opening through your left shoulder, draw your left arm back on the inhale breath, opening up through the chest and the side body. We're going to come up on the next inhale breath, reaching right arm forward and left arm back, coming up in a straight line, nice and strong through the legs, low body. Turn the right toes to point forward to the side edge of your mat, and then just gaze down and make sure that your heels are in a line. Feet are parallel, toes may be pointed a little bit in, but make sure that they're not turned out. Root down the feet, squeeze the thighs. Take a deep breath. Lift up the chest, lengthen the spine. On your exhale, draw your arms back, interlacing or binding your fingers behind you. Root the feet, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold the body forward, keeping the chin and chest up as you fold, lifting your hips up and back. Squeeze the thighs, press the mat away from you through the outsides of your feet, and still really root down with the big toes, drawing the inner thighs toward each other a little bit. If you feel comfortable through the shoulders, start to explore the opening there, squeezing the hands together tightly and drawing your arms back over your head. One more deep breath here, rooting down the feet, lengthening the spine, trying not to round the back body. Stay open through the front side. On your next inhale, come up nice and slow, opposite way we entered the pose. Legs strong, lengthening forward, lift the chest. On the exhale, root down, draw the shoulders back. Gaze up to the ceiling. One more deep breath, opening through the front side of the body, and maybe drawing your arms back further. Rise back up on your inhale breath. And slowly turn your left toes to the back side of your mat. Bring your arms out on an inhale breath. Really sweep out, expand. On your exhale, bend your front knee, coming into Warrior Two on the left side. If you feel like you need to adjust the position of your feet here, go ahead. You want to make sure that the left heel is underneath the knee, toes pointing straight forward. Squeeze the thighs, push the feet into the floor, really root down. Get grounded nice and strong in your Warrior. Now straighten the front leg on an inhale breath, turn the palms up. Look up past your fingertips. Exhale, come back into Virabhadrasana, Warrior Two. Rooting down, inhale, rise up. Move with your breath. Exhale, slowly lower, push the mat down through your feet. Palms facing down, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, straighten the front leg, last one. And exhale, Warrior Two, nice and strong. Coming into reverse warrior, option to reach for the back leg or wrap your arm around your spine, reaching for the front hip. Sweep your front arm up toward the ceiling, gazing past the fingertips. Reach back over your head without collapsing. So if you feel a lot of compression in the spine, just lift up a little bit, lengthen the spine, lift the chest higher. Slowly straighten the front leg as you inhale, fingertips to ceiling. And exhale, Utthita Trikonasana, extended triangle, reaching your left arm forward, beyond the toes, and down to the mat, or the yoga block in front of the foot, or maybe resting your hand on your ankle or shin, as long as there's not too much weight or pressure there. On the inhale, open up your right arm, lengthening the side body. Really root down and stretch up. Again, option to bring this one a little bit deeper, drawing your right arm back on an inhale, opening through the right shoulder and chest. Rooting down, rising back up for one more wide-legged forward fold. On the inhale, lengthen up. On the exhale, turn your left toes forward. Again, just check that the feet are in line, heels in line, feet parallel or a little bit turned in, shoulders away from the ears. Root the feet, squeeze the thighs. Inhale, lift the chest, keep the arms out on this one. As you exhale, fold, draw your arms back. It's just like in locust pose, opening through the chest, the front body by reaching the arms back. Then slowly reach your hands toward the calves, the ankles or the heels. And gripping nice and tight on the legs. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, bend the arms if that's accessible today. Elbows toward the calf muscles. Lengthen your spine, draw your chest forward, chin forward, and forehead or crown toward the mat with a straight spine. One more deep breath here. On the inhale, rise, lengthening. Hands to the hips. Pivot and face the front of your mat. Shift your weight into your front foot. On your inhale, step forward. On your exhale, arms down. Take a deep breath and let it go. You can keep your feet together for this one. We're going to come into supported backward bend. So a little bit more beginner-friendly option is to open the feet about hip-width distance apart, toes pointing straight forward. Really root down the feet as actively as you can and bring your hands to your low spine, fingers pointing down, thumbs pointing out. Start to bring your elbows back toward each other to open up your chest. Make sure that the legs are strong, rooting down firmly through your feet. Weight back into the heels a little bit. Lengthen through the back body. Take a deep breath as you lift the chest, the chin, and your gaze up toward the ceiling. On your exhale, start to shift your hips forward, also push a little bit with the hands, and drop your head back, exploring the back bend. We're going to stay for 3 more deep breaths, inhaling to lift the chest, find length through the front body, and exhaling to push the hips more forward or go a little bit deeper in your pose. One more deep breath. In and out through the nose. Explore your depth without pushing yourself. Rooting down on the inhale, rise up nice and slow. On the exhale, fold forward from the low spine. Bring your hands down all the way to the mat. Uttanasana. Inhale the chest up, half fold, and exhale, forward fold. Again, all the way back down. Roll up on the inhale, open your arms out to the side. Lift up the chest, gaze up, and exhale, hands in prayer back to heart center. Relax your shoulders and bring your arms by your side. Take a deep breath. Weight into the right foot. Shift your left foot back as you reach your arms forward. Come into crescent, hooking the thumbs, palms forward. Inhale, lift the chest. Push through the back toes, root down the front foot, and draw your right hip back. If you're struggling to balance here, gaze forward, see if that helps. If you're comfortable, lift your chin and chest up, gaze past the fingertips. Backward bending for the last 2 deep breaths here. Reaching your chest up on the inhale, arms back, hips forward on the exhale. Just explore 1 more deep breath, see where you can go. Chest up. On the exhale, slowly bring your back knee down to the mat, chin forward, neutral spine position. Take a deep breath, stretch up. And exhale, cactus arms, opening the arms, elbows toward the hips. Inhale, reach up again, gaze up, and untuck the toes. Finding your balance here. Rooting through the low body, bring your arms down on an exhale breath. Interlace your fingers behind your back. And just a note that we want the heel again under the front knee, so you might need to wiggle that foot a little bit more forward if you feel like you're not quite in alignment. And making sure as well that the back foot, top of the foot is on the mat, in line with the knee and the left hip. Squeezing nice and tight through the hands. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine, and exhale, reach your arms back, going a little bit deeper. Hips more forward. Try not to turn out to the left side though, keeping hips square. Gazing up to ceiling, or if you're comfortable, dropping your head back all the way, really relaxing neck and shoulders. On the inhale, lift the chest, lengthen up. On the exhale, reach forward and frame the foot, tuck the back toes. May need to come onto the fingertips or maybe use blocks under the hands for a little bit more height. And then slowly walk yourself back to down dog, pushing through the hands. Right foot back all the way. Take a deep breath. Step 1 foot forward at a time. Come to Ardha Uttanasana on the inhale breath. Lift your chest. Exhale, fold. 1 more time. Inhale, chest up, lengthen forward. Lift the heart. Exhale, fold your body down. Get nice and close to the legs. You can bend the knees. If you like a little bit more softness in the legs, that's fine. Roll up on the inhale breath. Navel to spine, arms out and up, lifting up the chest, the heart. Exhale, hands at heart center and arms by your side. Relax. Now shifting weight into your left foot. Take a deep breath, draw your arms forward, and exhale, reach your right toes to the back of the mat, coming into crescent. Hook the thumbs, palms facing forward. Lift the chest, inhale, draw your arms back and up. Maybe gazing up to challenge your balance. Take 2 more deep breaths when you find your stable setup. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, arms back, hips forward, pressing through the back toes. Hold it here. Lift the heart high. Inhale, gaze forward, chest up. Exhale, back knee down to the mat. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen up. On the exhale, cactus the arms, bringing elbows down towards your hips. Inhale, stretch fingertips up toward the ceiling. Gaze up past the hands, hands in prayer position. And exhale, untuck the back foot, keeping the hips nice and square. One more deep breath, lift the chest. And arms back on the exhale, shoulders away from the ears. Maybe making any adjustments here for the heart opening low lunge. So the heel is under the left knee, toes forward, hips are square, rooting down the top of the back foot and the knee. Take a deep breath, lift the chest. Exhale, hips forward, draw your arms back. Go slow and use your breath to explore the backward bend. If you're not breathing or it feels shallow, maybe just gone a little bit too deep. And you can always stay here with if you like, with your hands on your hips, just lifting the heart high. Now draw your belly over your thigh. Frame the foot, tuck the back toes, and come back into downward facing dog again. Lift the hips and step back the left foot. Deep breath. Come down onto your elbows for Dolphin Pose, gazing forward. One arm at a time if you like, or both if you like to challenge your strength and control. Elbows in line with the shoulders and the hands. Shoulders up away from the ears, lift the hips. Challenge yourself, come onto your toes, and walk the feet a little closer to the elbows. Now coming into extended puppy pose from Dolphin, make sure that your knees are underneath the hips. You can untuck the toes, the tops of the feet are on the mat if you prefer this setup, or if you like your toes tucked instead, just go for that. Look forward, lift up the chest, and then walk your arms forward, one hand at a time. So you can do it as slowly as you need to, trying to keep your elbows in line with your hands and shoulders, and bringing your chin and chest forward toward the mat without letting your body weight come forward too much. So trying to keep the hips stacked over the knees, and just melting the heart down or forward. If you need to stay up a little bit higher, that's just fine. You can always incorporate a block or a pillow under your chin or chest as well if you prefer that support. Now roll forward onto the belly in the next breath, coming into Sphinx pose. So with the elbows in line with the shoulders, palms on the mat, really root down through the forearms, draw the shoulders back away from the ears. Press down with the tops of the feet into the mat, squeeze the thighs, engage the core, navel the spine, and look up. On the next deep breath, lift the chest high, exhale, shoulders back. Hold it here. And now coming back into child's pose. So you can find stillness here or take a little bit of movement if you prefer that. Stay with the breath though, either way. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose, nice and deep. Relax your arms, shoulders, and upper back. Lengthen the back body, just being mindful of the joints of the low body, hips, knees, and feet. If in child's pose you feel like the wrist could use a little bit more of a stretch, a little more love, squeeze the hands into fists and then slowly roll them around, big circles. A couple more deep breaths. Relax your hands and wrists whenever you like. Be still, one more breath. Slowly come up to tabletop or all fours, rooting down firmly, lengthen the spine. Then come up into Camel Pose or Sarasana, bringing your knees forward one at a time toward the heels of the hands. Knees hip-width distance apart, rooting the tops of the feet. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands at the hips, shoulders away from the ears. Now we're going to do a supported variation here today, just like we did in the standing backward bend. Bringing your hands to your low spine, fingertips pointing down and thumbs pointing out. Start to draw your elbows toward each other, opening up through the chest, the front body. Root down the legs, draw the inner thighs toward each other. On your next inhale, lengthen everything up toward the ceiling. Belly, chest, chin, and your gaze. Exhale, gently press the hips forward and go through your backward bend nice and slow with control, keeping the chest high, hips forward, and gazing a little bit further back. Every time you practice, maybe, Being okay with it if you feel a little bit limited or tighter one day, just knowing that is your practice for the day. If you're comfortable, drop your head back all the way. One more breath. Inhale up one vertebrae at a time, head up last. Exhale the hips to the heels nice and slow. Lengthen the spine on your next breath. And on the exhale, roll the spine back a little bit, navel in. Just like a reclining hero pose. Lengthen the back body. One more deep breath. Move the head around a little bit, stretching the neck if it feels good. Slowly bring your legs forward and roll down onto your spine. So you can do this firing up the core through boat pose, or if you like, just roll down nice and easy with control. We're going to come into bridge pose next, bending the legs one at a time, bringing heels in toward the hips. So feet are hip width distance and toes are pointing straight forward. Bring your hands back to reach for the heels on the mat. If they're not quite there, don't worry. Just get as close as you can. And if it's quite easy for you, just don't go beyond that. Keep the setup with the fingertips just reaching the heels. Now coming up into bridge pose, root down the feet really actively. Root down the arms, the shoulders, the upper back as well. But pay special attention to the feet, pressing down actively through your heels especially. Tuck the tailbone just slightly, navel to spine, keeping the core strong as you rise on the inhale breath. Lift the thighs up, knees in line with the hips. Lift up the hips and the belly, gaze up to ceiling. If you feel quite compressed through the front body, lift the chin up more toward the ceiling, lengthen the back of the neck. And start to wiggle or walk your shoulders together really slowly, one at a time. Interlace the hands behind your back, underneath your spine. Pushing down through the outsides of the arms, the hands really root the feet. Lift the hips. Also the low ribs, the chest up high. Use the entire spine in the backward bend. Use the strength of the legs, but also the back body, really actively lifting everything up. One more deep breath here. Remember, you can always come out a little bit early if you need to, or take breaks as needed. Exhale the hips back down to the mat. We're going to come into Apanasana, knees to chest. So again, tucking the tailbone as you lower down. Open up the back body, spreading shoulder blades apart. Deep breath, bring the knees up and into your chest. Grab onto the knees. Keep this one nice and relaxed. And do a couple of hip circles here if you feel so inclined. A little bit of movement through the low body. And giving yourself a bit of a massage on the mat. One more deep breath. Bring your arms by your side. Keep your legs where they are. Palms to the mat, really rooting the shoulders and the upper back down. Lengthen the back of the neck. Engage the core, drawing the belly button up and in toward the spine. On the inhale, reach your toes up to the ceiling all the way. Point the toes actively. On the exhale, flex your feet, squeezing the quads, heels up, toes toward the knees. Take another deep breath, re-engaging the core. Root down the shoulders, upper back, and arms. Then on your next inhale, start to reach your big toes toward your shoulders, using strength and control from the low abs. Just explore this strength here, your determination in the pose. Don't give up. Stay with the breath. Squeeze the thighs, push the heels up. On the exhale, bend your knees, bring the soles of the feet back down to the mat. The soles of the feet together, coming into Supta Baddha Konasana. So slowly opening up the knees down toward the mat, your legs in that diamond or butterfly shape. Bring your hands onto your hips. Relax your arms and shoulders. Relax your hips and pelvis and groin, your thighs, calves, ankles, and feet. And bring your awareness back to your breath. And at first, just notice how you're breathing. No judgment. Just take an opportunity to check in with your breath and see if maybe you can lengthen or deepen it, or somehow make it more supportive to you for your practice today. Keep it nice and easy, natural breathing in and out through the nose. It's really starting to slow down the practice now as we near the end. Starting with the breath, bring that to a slower, more steady pace. Coming back up to seated, nice and slow. And into easy pose or cross-legged for a twist to finish things off, kind of detoxifying, letting things go a little bit more. Bring your left hand onto your right knee. Lengthen the arm, lift up the chest. Draw your right arm back, bringing your hand to the mat in line with your spine, so probably just on the fingertips, really rooting down actively. Inhale, lengthen everything up, lift the spine, chest, neck, and head. And exhale, twisting from the core, maybe looking back over your shoulder, but trying to move from the core rather than with the gaze or the neck. One more deep breath. Exhale, twist. Come back center, squaring hips and shoulders, and just rest your hands on your knees for a breath or two here in the middle. You can keep your legs where they are, or maybe bring the other foot in front or on top if you like. Moving to the other side. When you're ready, right hand onto your left knee. Left hand back behind you in line with the spine. Really root down. Keep the left knee down, maybe pressing into the hand a little bit. Root down the base of the spine. On the inhale, lift up the chest, lengthen up. On the exhale, twist, looking back over your shoulder. Again, twisting from the core, keeping length in the spine, opening through the chest, and drawing the shoulders down and back, especially with the exhale breath. Back to center, slowly, hands on the knees, deep breath or two. Just let that one go. Inhale, arms out and up. Really sweep the arms out in a big action all the way to the ceiling and hands in prayer position. Exhale, hands down at the chest. Press your palms together, hands at the heart. Shoulders away from the ears. Lengthen the neck, the crown. You can bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Soften through the shoulders. But keep the spine long and the chest lifted. If you feel like you're struggling to stay in the seated position, you're focusing a lot on the physical body, you're welcome to lie down on your back and do this on the floor instead if you like. Eyes closed, bringing your awareness inside your body to your breath. Feeling the chest and the belly, again, rise and fall with your breath, expanding and contracting. Take a few more deep breaths here, really giving yourself some love, compassion, gratitude, whatever you need today. Fill yourself up with the breath, with your good intention, whatever you need. Take it all in with the inhale. With your exhale, let something go. Something you no longer need, or maybe that's holding you back or weighing you down. Come down onto our backs nice and slow, ending in Savasana. You can bring your hands to the hips, belly, or arms by your side, palms up if you prefer. Just make sure that you can relax here at the end. Take a couple of minutes to just breathe, be still. Make yourself as comfortable as you can, so getting a blanket if you like, or a pillow. And maybe you keep the hands on the heart and belly here. Ending with a little bit more love. And feeling that physical body opening through our asana practice. Can sometimes feel that at an emotional or spiritual level as well, if we maintain the intention to stay open in our hearts and minds. It is a practice. It takes time and effort and dedication to yourself, to your practice. Just be willing to meet yourself here. See what you find. And do the best you can to let your breath guide you through your practice, through your life. Take your time coming back to seated when you're ready to get up and go. And that's it for our heart opening yoga practice today. Hopefully you feel a little bit open, lighter, and I hope you come back and do this one again soon. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them for me just underneath the video, or you can contact me directly through my website. Until next time, namaste.